So our product, Jotform AI Agents, in case you don't know about them, is like allows you to create AI agents that can be, you can get a phone number, you can put a chatbot on your website, and this is what I'm gonna demo today. And you can use different channels like WhatsApp, voice, Messenger. You can turn it into a mobile app, standalone app, and kiosk. So you can do many things.
Hi, my name is Demetri Panici, and I'm a content creator, agency owner, and AI enthusiast. You're listening to the AI Agents podcast, brought to you by Jotform, and featuring our very own CEO and founder, Aytekin Tank. This is the show where artificial intelligence meets innovation, productivity, and the tools shaping the future of work. Enjoy the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the AI Agents podcast. Today, Aytekin and I are going to cover off on one of the, I think, more interesting options in AI. We've been doing these listicles where we're talking about different types of AI agents. And in this episode, we're going to discuss kind of a two-pronged one. There are going to be two different types of AI agents for appointment scheduling that we're going to cover off on this episode. So Aytekin is going to cover off on business, and I'm going to cover off on personal, as we both have our own expertise and did our own research for this episode. Aytekin, how are you?
I'm doing great. So at Jotform, we just released these appointments features for forms, and the reason was because even though like this, we are this like 2 decade old forms company, that we had like lots of integration with Calendly, integration with Google Calendar, things like that. Even though we had that for a long
Yeah.
time. While we were doing all these like appointment features for our AI agents, we discovered that like the features we had for forms weren't that good. So we just released something called Jotform Appointments, like integration with Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, and Calendly, and basically like a two-way integration, so that you can actually book appointments, like if you have a meeting on Google Calendar, so that that time is blocked on your appointments on your form. And and we thought that we had a good product on forms, but thanks to AI agents, we discovered that it can be improved. And so we just released that. And while we were I was thinking about that. I thought that we haven't covered appointments for this podcast, so we should cover them. So this was a great opportunity for me to I reviewed over like 20 different products that can do appointments, and yeah, I will try to show what show them as much as possible. But the biggest problem was like, again, like just they don't have like this free version, or like you have this free version, but like you get stuck at some point, and they say like you need to book appointments to be able to try the product, things like that. So I don't have too many demos. I have a few, but I will still show like the top products in this space as well. So yeah, I mean, it was a good like research project for me. I use the deep research products like ChatGPT and Gemini, and I also use Manus a lot to like compare all these products to each other. So yeah, it was fun research for me, but hopefully it's going to be useful for our audience as well.
No,
How
absolutely.
about you?
Yeah, no, I think for me, I'm interested in seeing what you find there, and I'm interested in sharing with everybody kind of how, on a personal level, a lot of meetings are crazy. It's funny, actually. Before the call, Aytekin and I Aytekin was slammed today with meetings, and we had like to do a little bit of Tetris, I'm sure, on your calendar. So I'm going to show more that side of things, of how AI can actually help you prevent the time that you waste on playing Tetris in your calendar. It's pretty cool what can be done now with a couple
I mean,
different tools.
if you think about it, we might also need a product like that, because like we are
Hmm.
always like struggling with like just with the podcast, trying to get the podcast rolling.
Yeah.
and like you have something coming up, I have something coming up, and like we schedule things like just we are just playing with the balls and just trying
Trying
to
to
get
juggle
it.
them. Yeah.
And maybe we will use one of your products to make this make more episodes of this podcast by like scheduling things. Yeah.
Yeah, schedules make the world go round, whether that be a fortunate or an unfortunate reality. All right, so getting into it, just to clarify what the two categories are one more time. Aytekin's category will essentially be kind of your installable AI agents, the types you see often in the episodes we cover, and showcase the different ones that exist that have scheduling capabilities. And then I'm going to show you more like SaaS platforms that have AI capabilities for scheduling individual appointments or with like your team, and then have some little tips and tricks on how to save you some headaches on the personal scheduling time. So Aytekin, if you could just open up your screen and we'll get going on the first example of
Yeah,
the
sure.
business AI agent schedulers.
So our product, Jotform AI Agents, in case you don't know about them, is like allows you to create AI agents that can be, you can get a phone number, you can put a chatbot on your website, and this is what I'm gonna demo today. And you can use different channels like WhatsApp, voice, Messenger. You can turn it into a mobile app, standalone app, and kiosk. So you can do many things. But uh, let's try to create this appointment agent. Let's say basically I created this website called Expert Cleaning, and I use Webflow to create this website. This is like a free Webflow template, and I created this website so that I can actually try like how I can embed a chatbot on it. So here I am, like I'm creating my first agent for this website. I'm gonna pick chatbot, and I'll start from scratch. Basically, I will use the appointment option here. Create an appointment request agent for like home cleaning services. This agent should collect all the necessary information, schedule cleaning appointments, such as name, address, and other details. So I will go ahead and create this agent. So it's creating my perfect agent. All right, I got Clara AI appointment scheduler, as we can see here, a little larger. And basically, I can train it with my information, and I can, just put it on my website, customize it, and make it larger, maybe. Um, and I already did this previously, so I will just show that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just previous AI agent I created here. So basically, AI clean consultant. So yeah, I'm gonna set up an appointment, but I could use the voice mode. I will try the voice mode. Yeah, let's go ahead and try this. So this is my expert cleaning website, and I want to set up an appointment. I could do it over chat, but let's do over voice. Let's talk to Clara.
Hello, this is Clara, your AI cleaning consultant. I am here to help you keep your space clean and healthy. How may I assist you today?
Hi, Clara. I want to set up an appointment for tomorrow.
All right. Setting up an appointment for tomorrow sounds like a great plan. Let me make sure everything gets arranged smoothly for you. To proceed with booking your appointment for tomorrow, could you please share your phone number?
415 555 5555.
Thanks for sharing your number. I'm making sure everything is ready for your appointment setup. To proceed, could you please let me know a suitable date and time for your appointment?
Yeah, it's the May 6th at 9 a.m.
Perfect. I'm noting that down and making sure everything is set for your appointment on May 6th at 9 a.m. However, The 9 o'clock appointment on May 6th is already booked. I can offer you options at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the same day. Which of these times would you prefer?
Let's do Wednesday instead. So May 7, Wednesday, 9 a.m.
Got it. Switching to Wednesday in May sounds like a plan. I'm here to make sure everything goes smoothly with your scheduling. Looking into that Wednesday in May, 9 o'clock in the morning on the 7th is already booked. However, I can offer you 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the same day.
Yeah,
Which of these?
let's do 10 a.m.
Perfect. 10 o'clock it is. I'm sure the team will make sure everything is set just right for you. To confirm, the appointment is scheduled for the 7th of May at 10 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Daylight Time. Would you like to proceed with this booking? Your options are yes, I confirm.
Yes,
Awesome, your booking is all set. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the service on the day.
thank you.
To move forward with your appointment, could you please provide your full name? This detail is necessary to complete the booking.
Aytekin Tank.
Thanks so much for sharing that, Aytekin. I'm sure we'll get everything finalized smoothly for you. To proceed with booking your appointment, could you kindly spell out your email address for me?
It's Aytekin at jotform.com.
Got it. Thanks for sharing your email, Aytekin. We're getting everything ready to move forward for you. To confirm, I have saved your email as aytekin@jotform.com. Is that correct?
Correct.
Perfect. Thanks for confirming that. We're all set to continue with your appointment details.
Nice.
Yeah,
If you have any other questions or need assistance with your cleaning appointment or anything else, feel free to ask.
I'm all good. Thank you. Bye bye. Oh, yeah. So I set up my appointment. So this is all good. Yeah. So this was Jotform AI Agents appointments. So I looked at other providers as well. So
Hmm.
this one actually, yeah, um, Vida, Vida.com, Vida.io. And so they have this product for scheduling appointments, and looks pretty cool actually. Um, and we can also test it.
Hmm.
Let's try this here.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Vida. This is Alice, your interactive assistant. I can answer questions or help get you scheduled to speak with a human. May I ask who I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
John Smith.
Thanks, John Smith. I'm here to answer your questions about Vida, and I'd also like to get to know your needs a bit.
I
What
want
type
to
of business are you in?
uh, can I set up an appointment?
Absolutely, John. I can help you set up an appointment with one of our team members. Could you please provide your phone number so I can text you a scheduling link?
415-555-5555.
Thank you, John. I'll text you a link so you can schedule a call at your convenience.
Uh,
Is there
no
anything else I can
problem
help you with right
in
now?
the phone number. No, thank you. So yeah, I also created an account here. Let's try this agent. Maybe this one will go better.
Thank you for calling Go to Cleaners. This is an interactive agent. How can I help you?
I want to schedule a cleaning.
Got it. Just to clarify, are you looking to schedule a cleaning appointment with Go to Cleaners? If so, may I have your name and the best number to reach you at?
Yeah, I want to set up that. But thank you. All right. So this is another product. Yeah. I don't think I have any more voice sharing, so I will just share the whole window. One
Sure.
second.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So next product that I want to talk about is Cal.ai. Cal.com is actually a pretty good product,
Oh
similar
yeah.
to Calendly, and they also came out with this AI product, schedule calls with enterprise voice AI. The only thing is, like you could get a phone number, right? You could buy a phone number to do this, but I couldn't find how to do this, like just embed on the web page. But one thing I was able to do is like I was able to put it on the page like this. It opens just this like calendar. Like this is also pretty good. Like sometimes you don't need an AI. You can just embed this, and it's probably easier for people. Uh, but if you need a phone number, right? You could do that. By the way, I forgot to mention with the
Hmm.
Jotform AI agents, you could also get a phone number, um, right? With the AI agents, uh, when you go to phone agent, um, right, you could buy a phone number at $10 a month here as well. So this is also pretty cool. I was able to put this on my web page, and people can schedule things. I could probably do like instead of 30 minutes, I could do like whole day because you want to schedule home cleaning for whole day probably, or like 5 hours or something like that. Not just
Sure.
30 minutes, but you could do that on cal.com as well. Yeah, I mean, just as I mentioned, like there are lots of products, but like I couldn't get to use the product without like either giving them like my phone number, real phone number, because they are always trying to like text me. I think this is the new thing is just like just asking for a phone number and then texting
Very much so.
like the information. But just I don't want to do that. I don't want to give a real phone number to be able to get that. And so Zoho Booking is seems to be a really good product for booking appointments as well. And Zoho products are already pretty good. Um, Next product is Synthflow, is also a pretty known product, and so like AI agent, you could talk to the AI agent and um, try them as well. Um, yeah, so this is also a pretty good product, and pretty good prices. Voice AI bundle maximum performance. Um, Here, voice AI in action. So I have a few more products. Truelark, automation without limits. AI-powered scheduling and customer service help clients easily select the correct services based on their needs, provider availability, and booking policies. Um, and BookingBee, answer every call and never miss an opportunity again. Answer every call promptly with BookingBee AI. I think that's one of the benefits of using AI, to be able to just answer 24/7 to your you know people. If people need to make an appointment for tomorrow, they can call in the middle of the night and make an appointment. So that's there are great things about AI. And yeah, they also have a chatbot, I guess, right? Is in addition to speech, conversational AI, multi-language, efficient, spontaneous. Yeah, and then empowering beauty and wellness industry. And these industries are like, very they work by appointments. So it's like AI makes a big difference. And they even have like this integration, payment integration, so that you can probably pay while you're booking your appointments. So I think that's
Hmm.
also a really nice feature. And next product, Simply Book Me, um, is another booking service, online booking system for all service-based industries. And next one, Goodcall AI phone calls made easy. Answer and automate customer service and sales requests with agentic voice AI on every phone call. Launch your customer phone AI agent in just a few minutes. And yeah, they seem to have like lots of integrations.
Nice.
It's also pretty good. Yeah. Launch your AI phone agent in minutes. I tried all of these products. Like I couldn't actually pass some point. Usually, either like they want me to book or they kind of require me to confirm my phone number, which is I don't want to get calls from them, so I couldn't do that. Call in AI, IO, your brand, your agents, your AI, white label AI calls. Benefit from per second billing and fully managed AI call handling, branded for your business and ready to scale globally. Ready to use AI phone agents. And yeah, I think this is the last one. This is for like car dealerships. Run your dealership with AI agents.
Mm-hmm.
And you have all these logos of cars. And AI agent who never miss a call. AI agents who book every appointment.
Is that an AI agent or is that your phone?
No, that's my phone agent. Not an AI agent. So yeah, that's all from me for
Very
the
cool.
AI agents for booking appointments. Back to you.
Nice. Yeah. So there's a couple different tools I want to cover that are primarily focused on the world of personal scheduling. So I'll try to get, what's the trickiest thing is I feel like every time I'm trying to go to a SaaS website, I always have to like find the home page because when you go to the website, it logs you in automatically. All right. So this is Morgen Calendar. So I'm going to be covering Morgen Calendar as well as Reclaim AI. So these are the two different ones that I'm going to cover off on. So Morgen is a personal scheduling tool that has a lot of neat AI features, and so does Reclaim. They both work pretty similarly. If I just go to my own calendar real quick, I'll share my main screen. This one has a desktop app, and it has some other tools like a iPad app, etc. So can you see my screen? All right. So if we take a look here, this is what is just your basic booking page type stuff. So you have booking page, you have open invites, which is essentially just being able to like drag and press open invite, and then it creates a booking link. And what's really cool is not this stuff. Obviously, this is the basic kind of, you click on the link, you go to the this spot right here. Let me reshare, and it would, for example, allow somebody to book a call. Right? This is your normal stuff. But the cool stuff is kind of hidden inside of the product. There is that little flow symbol, and this is essentially what I think is really cool. So we have these different things called workflows. Okay, so a lot of tools are building out these things, which is pretty interesting. So you'll take note here that some of these are pretty universal. I think Reclaim has a couple of these that are like kind of the same, but you see calendar propagation, are your personalized and work calendars in sync. So this is some little stuff that I think saves you a lot of time. So some more info on this guy. What'll happen is, say for example, you are somebody who has a work calendar and a personal calendar. Have you ever had two calendars and just had to manage both of them? Well, in this instance, what you can actually do with a workflow like this is have it automatically take one calendar and just plop it over and sync it with the other calendar. So your personal and your work life, for calendar purposes, are a little bit more intertwined. So that's just general management, which is cool. But there's this thing that I really like called automated travel time. And you'll see how this works is essentially with automated travel time, you can you will now see the travel to and from event location. So how it works.
Hi, David here with a quick demo.
Can you hear my audio?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Every time there's an event with a location in my target calendars, Travel Time will create blockers according to my preferences. So for example, if I go here and I create a little appointment with a location just for the sake of trying, now we see here that the blockers have been added both before and after. And since I'm going to travel by bike and my destination is uphill, you can see how the blockers are adapted. Like on the way there, it's going to take me a little longer than on my way back. Now, if I delete the appointment, Travel Time will clean everything up for me. And of course, if the organizer, whether it's you or somebody else, moves the meeting around, Travel Time will adapt and move around the blockers accordingly. And with this, I wish you a great day.
So does that make sense? Basically, when you put a calendar, like if you're going somewhere, all right, it's like, where are you at? How far do you have to go? That's AI. Like that couple little seconds here and there of adding that can save you not only from being late, but also can save you from somebody booking a call, in that booking link system that I showed. Because essentially what will happen is it'll add that extra block. It'll block out the other parts of your meeting schedule availability so that you can essentially make sure you're never being impacted by travel as a blocker there. So that's one of the cool things. Another really cool one is just buffer time. This is very basic too, but essentially you take a look at buffer time. It's pretty much self-explanatory, but say you have a meeting, right? I'll just mute it and explain what's going on. But say you have a meeting, right? What David's going to do here is he's going to go over the fact that if you book a call or somebody books a call with you, you can just have it automatically set a certain amount of buffer time. So say it's right here.
And come in and be back to back with the first meeting. So if we have to try it out, for example, we can create a blocker here. Let's call it a deep dive. I will add Marco here. And then I will also add maybe a conferencing link and just save. The buffer time automatically adds a blocker right there. If I delete the meeting or if I move it around, buffer time will take care of keeping everything tidy.
So that's another little bit too. Like you don't want people to necessarily book back to back calls sometimes. So if that's somebody who you want to have that little bit of grace to kind of take gaps. It is important that you utilize tools like this because they have these little nooks and crannies now that they really didn't. I've been in the personal productivity app space for the last 5 years as like a full-time YouTuber basically, and this has not been a thing until the last year. So it is very cool that those little bits and pieces here save you some time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like Calendar kind of has a similar feature where you can make sure that no one can actually, do back-to-back. Or you can limit the number of bookings per day. But this is also really useful.
Yeah, exactly. And then this is another one which is pretty cool. We talked about team meeting prior to the call. So for example, in your calendar, you can open a new event next week, and this will be like a text event. So what you can do, let's just have David walk us through it again, but it's essentially an improvement on team scheduling.
Hi, David here with a quick demo of Focus. Here is how it looks like. Basically, Focus runs periodically every day at 6 p.m., reshuffling only meetings that happen from the day after tomorrow on. This means that meetings that happen in the immediate future, that is the current day and the day after, are just going to stay where they are. Now, if we care to quickly test how these things will move around, we can create a meeting on the calendar and then manually trigger the optimization from the platform. So why don't we do that? I'm going to go in and create quickly a meeting. David, Marco, and I mark it as flexible. I'm going to add Marco to the meeting and maybe add also a link. I'm going to invite him to the meeting. Now, I directly go to the platform and going on my workflows, I look for Focus Optimizer and I can manually run this. Going back on the calendar, I'm going to see that the meeting will actually just move to a more optimal time. Exactly like that. And with that, I wish you a great day.
So what this essentially is doing is it's figuring out based off of people's schedules on your team, when you kind of have meetings scattered around, it kind of plays the Tetris game for you if it's not a hard and set time, so that you can have more time for deep work blocks throughout the day.
Cool.
Yeah. And a lot of us have dealt with this at work. You're essentially trying to get a bunch of work done. You have 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there of work time, because at the end of the day, everybody's schedule is based on what looks good on their calendar. but this prevents people from kind of having those lack of noticing of other people's calendar too. So this is a couple of different features that exist here inside of this, and some other different things that they're kind of working on are things like conflict eraser. Do you want to be alerted and able to resolve scheduling conflicts right from Slack? So for example, if you were to have a time and it's, at the same time as somebody else's other meeting, right? They're double booked. It essentially will send you a Slack message, and then you can say like, yeah, I can make X time work, and it'll reshuffle it in the right way. So that's one of the tools. They're doing cool stuff. That's Morgen.so. I would definitely recommend checking them out. They've been my calendar of choice for about 3 years. They include things like Notion integration, Todoist integration. So if you task manage in there, you can time block and like easily drop it on the calendar. It's really convenient. All right, so this is Reclaim. I really like Reclaim. I was lucky enough for them to reach out to me on my own YouTube channel a little while ago. And they have a lot of cool AI stuff. If you'll notice here, they do have a similar calendar sync thing, as I just mentioned, right? Like if you have multiple calendars from different accounts, it can kind of make sure that it's synced up. They have scheduling links, and they have different priority tiers and stuff like that, which is cool. And I'm just going to pop into the settings as well, because on the settings side, they have some interesting improvements. So buffer as well, right? But on calendars now, they not only have things like, calendar booking buffers, but they actually have calendar booking. They also have like task and habit tracking buffers. So say, for example, you're somebody who has deep work blocks, but you're working on a task for like 15 to 45, maybe an hour. You can actually add different block breaks between those. Like on the planner, you'll see that there's this option to create a task, right? And you could split it up into different amounts. And what's really cool, do you see these two things called working and personal hours, right? I actually set this up in the back end of my account. So if I go to hours, right? Working hours are essentially for me like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., for example. And then say I have meeting hours as well. And then I have personal hours. I could change the personnel hours to be more so in the like 6 p.m. to like 10 p.m. range, and then put it on like all of them. So what'll happen is on your planner when you're creating tasks and stuff like this, because I feel like appointment scheduling, we've obviously seen this, but I just want to showcase how calendars can have really improved, and they also have some task capabilities. So let's say this is a working task. I say I got to record a YouTube video, and I want to split it up, and it's into 30-minute gaps, right? It's due May 8th, for example. So what it'll do is it'll find the next gap on my calendar that's in working hours, which is really cool. But say, for example, I need to just like make dinner. And I know I need to meal prep for tomorrow, right? So make dinner / meal prep. I don't want to split this up. It just needs to be like, probably going to take me like 90 minutes. Okay. Then we set it to personal hours. And then down here, you'll see in that time frame, it'll actually put it there. So then comes in things like priority and stuff like that in this. So if it's like the higher priority thing, it'll get scheduled first. It'll move it around. This type of little AI capabilities is all the rage in new calendar applications. So I really recommend you not only try out things like, the scheduling improvements, but all these tools do have improvements in the scheduling of tasks too. Your calendar is no longer Google Calendar, in my opinion. I love Google Calendar. I think it's a great tool, but these wrappers are so much better because they can schedule meetings better. And a lot of parts of your meetings, kind of work around when you can get stuff done. So I'm just curious, do you have any thoughts on this?
Google Calendar is like your single source of truth. Because every product integrates with Google Calendar. Everyone. So you can just use it to be able to use the other products, right?
Exactly.
You can both use the Morgen and Reclaim at the same time because they are all using Google Calendar as well. as a single source of truth.
Yeah, it's kind of the back end for the front end experience, right? Because none of these tools have their own created calendar product, like how Google Calendar and Outlook are the real source of it. These are essentially wrappers of the products themselves, and the wrappers are just, quite frankly, defeating Google Calendar. I love the feeling of Google Calendar, but this app has really similarly gotten the same like CSS and click around experience as Google Calendar. So I personally think if you're trying to save time on scheduling tasks, utilizing a tool like this is incredible. Because my big thing is, obviously the value for business is pretty obvious, as Aytekin showcased earlier, but some people have concerns about like paying for an app like Reclaim. Reclaim's not even, I don't actually think it's expensive in the first place, but there is a free forever plan, just like with Morgen. But if you pay for these things, I don't know about you, but time is so valuable. Time is so valuable. And to me, it's like, if I spend like 2 hours, 3 hours less a month not clicking around in my Google Calendar, but keeping myself organized, like I know my time's worth more than, at that point, what would effectively be $2 an hour, like I think so. I'd hope so. So if you're able to get your time back, that's very valuable. And these products are really good for free, but those premium features can just be that little thing that saves you a couple hours a month. And I think it's worth your sanity, if anything else. People spend a couple $100s on a cleaning service. I think you could spend like $8 a month saving some time from clicking around in your calendar. So that's what I got on the personal side. I think both ends of this coin really, for your business, for your personal life, it's important, because nowadays more than ever we're slaves to the calendar.
Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. And AI is gonna make all these things much more easier for us. Like, just think about if you could just speak to it, and I'm sure there's gonna be like more and more. Like, you're on the car and just speak to it and find out about your calendar and like what you have next for the day, things like that. So I feel like there's just like so many opportunities for improvements there. And we are gonna keep covering all these new stuff that are coming out. And I hope that you found this episode useful for your business and for your personal and work life.
All right. Well, with that being said, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Make sure to leave us a like, a follow, all of that good stuff on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.